Fountas Pinnell Level Literacy Intervention Program by myself, Jeremy DeFazio. So why did I pick this one? I'm really interested in becoming, a cert or a special education teacher in my upcoming career. I served in this position for 6 months at a private school, and something I was always very interested in is, how do we fill in the gaps in literacy and create a good foundation for students who might be behind grade level or working towards grade level. And I always found that in the level literacy program that I was using at my old school, what was supplied to me wasn't always the best option. So always like to speak with my cert, and she had always said that this program is one of the best that she's seen in her past over the course of 25 years or so. So I picked that one to research after looking into a few different other options. So the purpose of the program. The purpose of the program is to, as I said, support teachers in filling in those gaps, providing a solid foundation for students to get to grade level. The focus of this program would be more towards students who aren't currently at grade level. So if a student's grade 2, the focus would be to bring that student up to grade 2 level going into grade 3. So it provides guided reading lessons. It's at grade level, and these lessons are tailored towards small group opportunities. So guided reading opportunities, small group opportunities, usually geared towards having 4 to 6 students, say at your circular table, and working with them to support their reading goals and increasing their reading comprehension abilities. There is a embedded video that I've provided there. Just gives an overview of what the purpose of the program is, what comes with it, and how it's used. So one of the major highlights, as I've mentioned a few times before thus far, is this program really aims towards increasing competency in students functioning below grade level, both in reading and writing. So it creates engaging and easy to follow guided reading lessons, infuses lessons with both reading comprehensions and writing options, and provides level take-home reading opportunities for students to take home and practice. So like other opportunities in leveled reading, there's always a take-home piece, but what I really like about this one is it provides teachers with easy to follow and well-designed guided reading lessons, and it doesn't just follow along with reading comprehension. It also taps into writing options, which I think is really important in terms of reading comprehension, in terms of filling in those gaps in reading strategies. Another positive with this program is it really does go hand in hand with benchmark assessment systems. Which is what we use at Waterloo Region District School Board to support students with their running records and to make the assessment of where a student currently is functioning in their reading abilities. So it's nice to have that seamless opportunity to, we're building up those students and filling in those reading gaps, but we also have a very valid way to assess them that works cohesively with the program we're using to support them. Drawback that I found in my research, and when I was doing my research, I like to look for teacher reviews because I think those are the most honest reviews you're going to find. They're reviews from people that are using the program. They're reviews from people that have experience using it. It's what's been provided to them, and they can offer a lot of adaptations and ways to kind of get around these drawbacks. But the major one that I found is, although this program is wonderful in supporting students increasing their comprehension and increasing their abilities to get to grade level, it doesn't provide a lot of opportunities for students who are currently at grade level or functioning above grade level. So one comment I read, and a way to kind of get around this from a teacher, was that they were privileged to have the opportunity to have, in a grade 2 class, they had the grade 3 set. So they would somewhat tailor their guided reading around these programs. So students below grade level would be, put into groups and use the grade 2 box. And students that were above grade level would use the grade 3 box. So they're kind of getting ahead in their reading reading abilities, but they're still getting that same interaction that every other student is getting in the guided reading opportunities, which I think is positive, but I think it's somewhat unrealistic when you look at how much these things cost to expect every classroom or every school to have each and every grade level books or boxes that go along with this, because it is quite a system, as you'll see. So from the website, this is the total cost to get a whole system, one box for each grade level from kindergarten to grade 12. It's almost $41,000, which to me was super alarming. I would make the assumption that school boards and schools would get a reduced price, but on the website it specifically said that anything with the orange symbol can only be purchased by a school board or school. So it's somewhat, challenging to look at a wonderful system like this, but knowing that, each school doesn't have $41,000 to spend on, one set of reading supports. So in terms of, cost, it's somewhat alarming, but when you compare it to other options, but as my cert said, it's a wonderful opportunity and wonderful program. So what's included in this? Each grade level, you get 4 copies of the book for the teachers or for students. These ones are the colored books, like your typical soft cover child book. There's also 6 take-home books that are black and white paper copies. 10 getting started lap books, 1-year subscription to online data management systems, program guide, take-home bags, 1 lesson per book. There's a guidebook. There's a lot of other things. There's CDs that come with videos and guided lessons online that you can pop in and show students and have them work through that themselves with a pre-recorded opportunity for them. There's a lot of things in each box, to the point where if I were to list them all, I'd probably have 4 slides. So accessibility, the way I kind of interpreted accessibility is, does this differentiate? Is it accessible for all students to engage in, this program? And it's fairly accessible. It provides opportunities to engage in lessons using paperback. There's online resources, as I mentioned. There's also CD resources, so students can interact in a lesson on their own time. The lessons are specifically created with some differentiation options. And I got that specifically from speaking with my cert that I mentioned before. So it doesn't give you a lot of detail on that on the website, which I think is alarming to have a website you're trying to sell, a learning opportunity to a school, but there's not much information on what is, actually in the lessons. The program also includes a prompting guide for all 3: oral communication, reading comprehension, and early writing. This, I take it as a prompting outline for teachers to support them during each lesson. Sustainability. So this one's tricky for me because I do think that it's super sustainable if you have the resources to buy it. Obviously, it is expensive with the kindergarten package costing about $4,000, and then up to the 3, 4, 5, 6 packages costing $6,900 each. It's sustainable if your school can afford to purchase it. It comes with multiple copies of home reading, school reading. It provides year-to-year opportunities for reuse. The lessons are embedded. Each box comes with an ample amount of resources. But where I can see a drawback is those books that are going home, or the books that are in each set. I mean, things get lost, things get broken, things get ripped, wear and tear happens. And each set to replace of one book, a 4-pack of one book, costs $32.50. So if you lose one book, you have to buy a 4-pack to replace it. So in terms of sustainability, I can see it being sustainable, but over the course of time, it could be expensive to continue to make sure that this is a viable option for a classroom. So at my school, my school board, we actually have a professional development opportunity where you can take either the running record or the LLI professional development course. Each of these courses is half a day, and the focus is to teach teachers how to use the benchmark assessment system or to use the LLI system. I took the benchmark program last year, and it was really, really helpful as somebody coming from private school where it was very small and we didn't have many resources. And then beyond that, only teaching phys ed, it was really, really supportive for me to learn, and I got a lot out of the running record PD session. So in terms of teaching training, my board specifically has that. But with that being said, the package also comes with a guideline book. It outlines the sequence of each and every lesson. It provides assessment recommendations, teacher intervention tips, and more. It's really, really well detailed and well outlined for the teacher. It's really supportive of the teacher, and it's super helpful. And again, a lot of this is coming from my cert, who I spoke to at length about this just the other day, because I wanted to make sure something that I was talking about, the best way to kind of understand the system is to talk to somebody that's used it. So I spoke with her. She says it's super easy, super helpful to what's provided to you. But we also do have that option with WRDSP. So time constraints. This one's tricky because I think that, in doing some research, some things that were said by other teachers, in their reviews was it's a big commitment. So there's 130 books with 130 corresponding lessons, just for instance, in grade 1. I mean, that's 130 teaching days where, if you're going to use the program, you're going to use the program to its full extent. That's a lot of teaching days that you need to commit to a guided reading lesson for students in, small groups. So it does take some time. So that's where I would think that this program might be better for ELL, ESL, or CERT workshop opportunities. As you'll see on the right side here, again, I spoke to my CERT, and she said that she uses this program with students who are in need of extra support in their reading capabilities. They do 3 times a week. For instance, when I was there, my little guy would go Monday, Wednesday, Fridays, and this is the program that she uses. And she knows and recognizes that she won't get through the whole package, but it does provide the support that is necessary for a lot of students. Thank you.